Good morning friends, and welcome back to Winlin Mac tutorial. This is Winlin Mac and I'll be taking you through our first tutorial series of the Hackintoshing series. That is our 30-day tutorial series whereby we shall be talking all about Hackintosh. In this tutorial I'll be illustrating or I'll be showing you guys how to know your hardware. This is one of the most important steps. It is among the first steps that we shall be looking into that will help us in the long term on how to build our Hackintoshes. Knowing your hardware is paramount because you need to know your CPU name, you need to know your GPUs, things like the storage devices, the laptop model, so that whenever we go to building our open core, building our EFI, it becomes easier for us. So in this section guys, I'll not want to take much of your time, I'll just go directly to the point. We need to know our hardware, and I believe you guys are still using the Windows machine and you want now to transit to the Hackintosh. So in this case I've done some videos, I've done some parts, I'll combine them in this video about how to get your CPU name, how to get your generation name, how to get your GPU. All of those sections I've done them on a Windows machine, on a borrowed Windows machine, because I don't have one as of now, so that you guys can clearly see how to go about it. So I'll also do it for those who are having Hackintoshes or those who already have access to a Mac or a Hackintosh. So first thing is to get your CPU name and the generation. To get your CPU name and generation on your Mac, you have to go to the Apple menu, then go to the About This Mac, click More Information. System settings will pop up. When the system settings pops up, scroll down to the system report. If you are using an older version of a Mac, once you click the About This Mac, you'll just find About This Mac. Let me show you. You'll find system report here. But if you are using macOS Sequoia, you'll have to go to More Info, then you can click on the system report. Now once you've done that, you will find your model or processor name here. Mine is the dual core Core i5, so that is my processor name. So I'll write that now, Intel Core i5. Then so another thing I'll need to know in this section is my model name. So for me, who I'm using a MacBook to do this, I see I'm using a MacBook Pro. My identifier is 16.3, MacBook Pro 16.3, then it's an Intel Core i5. So those are the three most important things. But if you are using Windows, then it becomes easier because I've done that. You'll see the video on that section. So those are the three most important things you need to write down here: the model name, the processor name, and the model identifier. That is if you are using a Mac. For Windows, you have to check this video. So this is how you can get the CPU name and generation on your Windows. So we have two options that you can use. First, the easiest way is click Windows X, then select System. Then once you select System, you can check under the processor, the Intel Core i5 10210U CPU. So our CPU name is Intel Core i5. Then our generation, that is the number I've highlighted here, 2010. So if you see 10,010, that means you have a 10th gen CPU. So that was the first method on how you can check your CPU name and generation. Now let us close here. The second option is simple. Click Control Shift Escape. Then go to the performance task, which is the second tab. Here you will see the Intel Core i5 10210 CPU. It's just the same, so but it's an easier way. This one we use the task manager to check our CPU and generation name. The next thing to check is our GPU. So to check the GPU, just when it's still under the system information, come under the graphics/displays, then you'll see your GPU. As you can see, my chipset model is Intel HD Graphics 620. Then you can see the type is the GPU, so you need to write that down, the Intel HD Graphics 620. It will help us while creating our graphics display so that we can get access to video acceleration. So once you've done that, you are good to proceed to the next step. But first, let us check also how to do this on your Windows machine. To get the GPU information on your Windows machine, you need to click the Windows X again, then select device manager this time round, then navigate to display adapters, expand it, then you can see we have the Intel UHD graphics and the Radeon. So that is how to check our GPU information. Just check, like for instance mine is Radeon 530 series. So the other method, which is quite simple again, is using the task manager. Control Shift Escape is the shortcut, and go to the performance tab, then look for GPU 0. Then you'll see here the first GPU, that is our Intel graphics, is Intel RUHD graphics. You can get more information on this place. Then the other GPU is the Radeon 530 series, as you can see here. That is the easiest way to get your GPU information on your Windows. The next thing we need to check is the storage. For storage in your Mac, we need to just scroll down to the storage section here, as you can see. Then you need to click on your drive. Mine is WinLinMac, I know. As you can see, the capacity is 128 gigs. So if you check the physical drive, you can see more information about your drive. Mine is the SSD and the device name is that. So you need to put it down. I know I'm using an SSD which has 128 gig. Then once you've done that, we also need to check how to do this on Windows. To do that, please check this video. Now to check our device storage, that is the HDD or SSD, any that you are using including the NVMe, we'll use the task manager, or also we can use our device manager. First we shall see how to use the device manager. Again, click Windows X, then select device manager, then under disk drives, expand. You can see I'm using the Lexa SSD NM620, that is the M2 drive. Then I can close that. Again, to prove that, using the task manager, Control Shift Escape, then go to the performance tab, then disk 0. You can see the Lexa SSD NM620 512 GB. That is my M2 SSD. So that is how you can check the hard drive or storage device that you are using. Once you are done with the storage, we need to proceed to our laptop models. Our laptop models, which is normally known as the OEM, the original equipment manufacturer, we need to know which model we are using. So like for instance, in my case, you guys might know from my previous video, I'm using my Lenovo X260. But if I check this on my Mac, it will not display because I've already turned it from Lenovo X260 to a MacBook Pro. So if you are using the Windows, or you are still on your Windows, then this next video will help you understand that better. Please check it out. Now the next step is to check our laptop model. To do that, we need to first confirm if our laptop is an OEM, that is an original equipment manufacturer. An OEM, in simple terms, is a company that manufactures and sells products that their buyer or another company sells to its own customers, putting the products under its own branding. So in this case, an OEM is like HP, Dell, Lenovo, those that you know. So in this case, to check that, what we need to do is very simple. First, we need to open our system information. To do that, just click the Windows button, then type SYS. We get system information. Under system information, system summary here that is highlighted. Come to your system manufacturer. We see ours is HP, then the system model HP laptop 14 CF2XXX. So we clearly know that our laptop is an OEM. So we can close that. So for the remaining sections, that is the Ethernet and the WLAN or Bluetooth chipsets, it is quite tricky while doing it on your Mac. Reason being, we need to know the real model before proceeding with it. So in this section, guys, I'll not be focusing more on the Mac, but I'll be focusing more on the Windows because we are trying to transit from our Windows to our Hackintosh. So in this section, I'll not deal with the Ethernet and the WLAN Bluetooth for the chipsets, but what you can do just to help you understand more, if you're already on a Hackintosh and your aim for watching this video is to understand more on what a Hackintosh is and what it does, then I'll recommend you checking out your model. Once you know your model, for instance, mine is Lenovo X260, I'll just go to the internet and search Lenovo X260 specs or specifications. Once you check that, you'll find the many articles specifically check your OEM, that is your manufacturer. Then once you check that, you'll find the Ethernet and the Bluetooth chipsets. That is the easiest way you can do while you are already on a Hackintosh, and the reason for watching this video is just to get more information or to understand more. But if you are still on your Windows, which is where most of us are right now, what you need to do is Watch this next video on how to do that. We need to also check our Ethernet chipset. To do that, open Device Manager, simple command Windows X, then Device Manager, then look for network adapters. Now this is my adapter, as you can see, Realtek RTL8821CE. So you jot down this information, or you just write it down in simple terms, so that we can be using it while creating our Hackintosh. Check our Wi-Fi chipset. We need to repeat the process again. Windows X, then choose Device Manager. Once you are in the Device Manager, we need to locate or expand our network adapters. Go to Network Adapters again. We need to locate Bluetooth. Once you locate it, double click on it. It will open Bluetooth details. Then go to the details section. Here under the details section, click the property drop down, then select hardware IDs. Once you do that, you'll get more information about your Bluetooth device. So that is how to get our Bluetooth and Wi-Fi device. Now that we have completed checking out all the videos, we all know that for us to start our Hackintoshing process, we need to know our hardware. And to know our hardware, we need the CPU name and the generation name, which is so important. We need the GPU model, we need the storage devices, we need the laptop model, we need the Ethernet, WLAN, and Bluetooth chipsets. Once you have all these things, it is easier for us to build a foundation for creating our Hackintosh. One thing I like to say before I end this video is that for you to know your generation, for instance, if mine is Intel HD620, let me show you. Mine is Intel HD620. That means my laptop is a 6th gen. My laptop is a 6th generation. So if a number is between 100 to 900, this is how you read your generation. 100 is first gen, 200 is second gen, between 200 to 299, 300 is a third gen, 400 is a fourth gen, 500 is a fifth gen, 600 to 699, that is, don't confuse, between 600 to 699 is a sixth gen. Then it continues, 700 to 799 is a seventh gen, 800 to 899 is an eighth gen, then ninth gen is between 900 to 999. Then we proceed to the 10th gen, which is between 10,000 to 10,999. If you get to 11,000, then you go to 11th gen. That is how to read your generation. If you were confused on how to get a generation, I think that has made it more clear on how you know your generation. So that was it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this series. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember to subscribe, like, share the video, and tell me what you think about this 30-day video series whereby we are exploring more about Hackintosh. Remember to stay safe, guys. I'll see you on the next video where we shall be diving deep into building our foundations of the Hackintosh. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember to stay safe. Signing out.